Hey everyone, traders, friends, and family, welcome to statistically my most profitable day of the week. That's why I spell it Winsday, W-I-N-S-D-A-Y. Let's hop into some stocks that you requested and that I think might be moving, look at some analysis, talk about them, and enrich lives together. You rock. I'll see you in the video. Hey traders from around the world, it's Jerremy Alexander Newsome with reallifetrading.com. Our mission is to enrich lives, and we do that by teaching and helping people understand how to profitably and safely and profitably invest and day trade in the U.S. stock market and other markets from around the world. The SPY, which is the ETF for the S&P 500, gapped down and got bought up beautifully today. In fact, this was kind of what we were talking about yesterday. Most of the day was that you're going to want to look to be a little bit more bullish. The E-minis, which I do want to publicly say, shout out to my girlfriend Ashley, who just crushed some E-mini trades today. The bounce is occurring off of the 200 simple on the daily chart. And I'm not saying that we have to roll over, but I'm simply saying based on the volume and just where we're at in the grand scheme of things, it makes sense for us to get some formation like this, and like this. That's just how really, really quick drops happen. We could certainly V-bottom out of here and just like, oh, new all-time highs, here we go. But that really won't be that healthy if we just do this. If we do that, then there's going to be another bigger move like this in the future. Otherwise, a nice, just cool, calm, collected retracement higher and then a rollover will be fun. That rollover will happen pretty quickly. And, it could happen at any point in time. So we gap up and just start breaking support. We gap up and just keep trading lower. It could happen tomorrow, right? And we just have this ginormous bearish candle looks like this. We don't know. I wish we knew for sure. But volatility is here to stay for a while. So have some fun. If you're selling options, beautiful. If you're day trading, beautiful. Today was a really good day for day traders. And yes, this is a really interesting morning star reversal. So I do expect this gap to fill to some magnitude, most likely trading up to about 296 and some change before we roll down and again start testing some stuff, if that happens. Right now, I do have some swing trades open. We'll go look at those, but they're all bullish, and we'll see. If the market rolls over, whatever, play some downside trends, and we'll get rid of those bear trades as they happen. Silver hit our target at 16. We got into some silver positions back here at 1431, specifically getting triggered in on the 15th of July. And we got triggered in, it traded up higher and hit our target, final target today for 1.7 Rs. That was actually our first winning swing trade this month, early month, I know that, but nice little trade on silver. We carried that over from early July. It's a gorgeous bill paying trade right there on SLV with that really, really nice gap up. And shout outs to my really good trading friend, coaching student, just amazing human being, Tracy Ball, for getting 3 Rs on gold. GLD, don't know if you remember, but this was a trade setup that we had posted during the free week of the open house for real life trading. And we did we set up to do some call option buys on gold at $1.77 down here. And they would have triggered on the open of August 1st. That's not what Tracy did. Tracy played it differently, but it was a very good trade, nice move, and I'm very happy that the silver trade higher and gold trade higher, and most likely looking for some sort of pullback potentially on those. The other swing trades that we have out there, DT, brand new IPO. No idea what this thing does. I haven't really looked through it, but just checking out the technicals, it looks pretty, right? Yesterday you had that high wave type of inside candle, and it was one of those things where, hey, let's see if it does anything cool. Let's find out and take it from there. We will see if it gets a good pop, gets a good move, and determine if anything cool happens. But at this particular point in time, if we break out and start making some moves higher, DT could work out. The weekly options newsletter went out yesterday, and we did a limit buy on Square, ticker symbol SQ, and we got filled at open. Our entry was 350 limit buy, and the open was 340. So we actually got filled 10 cents to the lower side just to see if Square can or does bounce down here. I personally believe it is a matter of time before this gap fills on Square. It could take 2-3 months, but I think it's going to happen. They had great earnings, realistically, I think. They did well, beating most estimates and good numbers, just gap down, lowered guidance, things of that nature, blah, 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 so on and so forth. So we'll see if we bounce. If I'm wrong on this trade, which, very well might be, the long-term moving average, which is the 100 simple on the weekly chart, I'll try it again down there at that location on Square. But long-term, I like this level as a purchase price. And if Square does not bounce down here, which is very possible, that would require the most of the market to roll over. And if that does happen, I really don't know how low Square is going to go. I'd be buying it on the way down, and again, just accumulating and owning shares long term. But I would certainly be protecting myself with some long-term puts if Square closes and really takes out this 100 simple moving average. Had a few stocks that were requested. Pinterest, I think everyone knows I'm relatively bullish on Pinterest. Do have some long shares of PINS, both Ashley and myself, and I love this gap. To gap and go out of a triangle. My target before October gets here is 38 and then 53 by end of February. We'll see if that occurs, right? Maybe I'm being overzealous and over confident. I don't think confidence has anything to do with it. I've discussed fundamentally why I like Pinterest a lot in a few different updates and reviews and approaches. And we posted this January 2021 $30 leap option on the 29th of is it 29th or the 26th of July. So if you did take that trade, you're up on it nicely. And yes, we could pull back and fill the gap. I don't think we do, but I will keep an eye on Pinterest with this high wave candle today. If we get a gap up tomorrow or some type of bullish strength, that could look really nice. Disney had a gap down today and got bought up off of the 100 simple moving average. That was why I had that target line there, 132.82. It was a bearish gap and go, and it did gap and go pretty quickly this morning. Here is the 3-minute chart on Disney, and it opened and just immediately sold off. And once it sold off into some support. That was it. You had about 7 minutes to be bearish on Disney. Then it bounced and traded higher, made a new high, and then double topped right around here. Boom, 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 boom. Really nice little double top. Good sell-off. You certainly could have made some bearish money in there. And then that was it. So on Disney, just a good gap down. Blue chip stock. Gaps into the 100 simple moving average. I like the fact that it's down that low. 5-6%. Good long-term buying spot on Disney, in my opinion. Especially if it takes out the high or close above the high of today's candle relatively soon. Speaking of, Amazon was a really good move today off of the 200 simple moving average. This was the setup that I posted in the morning room today. It was, actually I'll be sending out an interview later next week sometime that you'll be able to see this trade that we were looking at during that interview process. Really beautiful tweezer bottom on Amazon. In fact, that was a perfect tweezer bottom. 1757, 1757, right off the 200. Bullish candle. Here's your morning star reversal pattern right there on Amazon. And then the third candle was a bearish candle with increasing volume, high wave candle. The next candle was an inside candle. Boom, close above that. You got to take that trade. Gorgeous setup. Nice little 1.9, 1.8 hour trade on Amazon, bouncing off that support. And what I was mentioning to a few people is that Amazon has a gap that it needs to fill. It's actually a triple gap action, which is right about here, 108, 1806. We are going there by the end of the week on Amazon. It was a gap down from this, it was a gap up from this, and it was a gap down from this. Very rare triple gap action on Amazon, and I do think we're going to trade up a little bit higher into that area and at least fill that gap, which is good for another 10, 15 points on Amazon. The reason I say that is because if that gap does not fill this week, then Amazon's going to hit 1675. It's just almost guaranteed to break lower if it does not fill that gap, because that's a really, really strong signal to get a triple gap action. But we did gap down on a Monday, retest gap on a Monday. A lot of stocks going to look to fill the gap. And then we will see if it roll over or not, but probably. A lot of people requesting Maxar Technologies today. M-A-X-R, Maxar, doing its thing. My girl Joannis plays this one almost exclusively. had a really nice pop today. Here's your exponential moving averages. And what's really interesting about Maxar is if you look at it on a weekly chart, you're going to want to keep your eyes on this one. And we most likely will set up another trade on it because the volume, it's all about volume. And it's coming in strong. We played Maxar through here in June for a nice little trade. Now it's pulled back. And I think it's time to look to be playing some Maxar again because the volume is coming in. Looks like people are trying to buy this thing, and buy low, sell high meets that requirement. Check and check on Maxar. Here's Cisco, ticker symbol CSCO. Cisco doing what Cisco does. Slow bull train, pretty blue chip. Has higher to go and most likely will, I think. The daily time frame on Cisco looks like everything else. So this one is tracking the exact market right now. Really just tracking it, keeping it strong, looking like we're going to bounce, in my opinion, and fill the gap or fill some gaps. And unless we don't. I mean, if we gap down, fine. But I'm thinking a nice gap up tomorrow in the market, if that happens, really could be a decent fade kind of across the board. And then maybe we gap down on Friday and trade higher. It's going to be a fade the gap type of situation, I think, for the next 2 or 3 days. And Tesla's showing some strength out there. A little bit of strength on Tesla. So do have this bear call spread, 270, 275. And just looking at this candle and this candle pattern, to me, almost perfect tweezer bottom on Tesla screams a little bullish. Now, it doesn't have to get up into this bullish zone, but my thought process is if we do double bottom, right, this stock, but specifically not selling off hard from the whole China tariff thing, holding strong, as beat up as it is or was, and as bad as earnings were, this thing could pop. So if it does start breaking higher, realistically tomorrow, I'm probably going to get into a bull put spread to mitigate the any future loss on Tesla with this bear call spread. But then also look for a day trade and maybe some other bullish positions on Tesla. But right now, going to keep a close on it. 5 cents away from a perfect tweezer bottom. A little bit of a bullish engulfing candle. Possible double bottom forming on Tesla. And if it breaks down and closes below the low of today, then sure, I think Tesla could go a little bit lower. So it'll be real interesting to see and find out. Tons of things transpiring though, boys and girls. A lot of good stuff out there. Really interested to see what happens. The other swing trade that a few real life traders are playing is STNE, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Getting triggered in on the 5th of August, which was, on Monday on the pullback. And so far, he had a bullish candle yesterday, had a little bit of a bullish candle today, making higher highs and higher lows. We'll see if this thing starts bouncing and breaking up, but it did hold relatively strong, I would assume, most likely from the overall trade war issue. And you had this gap up over here that has not filled yet, which is good. Nice trend. Weekly chart looks pretty okay. I don't know. Maybe we can get a small little gain on STNE and lock in some bullish profits at some point. We will see. August clawing back. It hasn't been that much of August, but as of yesterday, I was down 2.8 Rs. And as of today, with the trade that we locked in on silver, that's going to find myself still down, but getting back those losses. Looking at taking some trades tomorrow. Really pumped about it. Let's make magic. Because the last 2 days, Jerremy Newsome has taken 0 day trades. Very interesting, I think. Willpower at its finest. Patience at its finest. Let's wait, be patient, and find the perfect setup. All right, folks, I'm out. I will see you all later. Actually, Friday specifically for your trade review. And until then, live life, and trade. Bye. Boom, that's it. Wednesday stock review wrapped up, delivered for you. Thank you for watching. Make sure to click that subscribe button because I do this 3 times every single week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I have more coming next week. I have so much content and I want you to check out this video right here because if you like this one, you'll love that one. You rock.